Milton's fury, a day of reckoning. Hurricane Milton, a Category 3 storm, slammed into Florida's Gulf Coast. It was a day that will forever be etched in the memories of those who lived through it. The storm brought with it howling winds, torrential rain, and a storm surge that swallowed homes and businesses. Fear gripped the hearts of millions as Milton made its presence known. The storm's intensity was relentless. Winds tore through communities, ripping apart roofs and sending debris flying through the air. The storm surge, a wall of water pushed ashore by the hurricane's force, inundated coastal areas. Streets transformed into rivers, and homes were swallowed by the rising tide. The storm's impact was immediate and devastating. Power lines snapped, plunging millions into darkness. Communication networks faltered, leaving people isolated and cut off from the outside world. The once familiar landscape was now a scene of chaos and destruction. As the storm raged on, emergency responders braced themselves for the long night ahead. They knew that the true extent of the damage would not be fully grasped until Milton had passed. But one thing was certain: Florida had been dealt a devastating blow. The wrath of the wind, a trail of destruction. In the wake of Hurricane Milton's fury, the extent of the devastation was staggering. The storm's powerful winds had left an indelible mark on the Florida landscape. From the Gulf Coast to the Atlantic, communities lay in ruins, bearing witness to the raw power of nature. Homes were reduced to rubble, their walls torn apart by the relentless winds. Businesses, once bustling with activity, were now empty shells, their windows blown out and roofs peeled back. Trees, once towering symbols of strength, lay uprooted, their branches scattered like broken limbs. The storm surge, driven by the hurricane's powerful winds, had surged inland, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Coastal communities were particularly hard hit, with homes and businesses completely inundated by the rising waters. Cars were tossed about like toys, their metal frames twisted and mangled. The air was thick with the smell of salt water and the stench of decay. The once vibrant colors of Florida's landscape were now muted by a blanket of debris. Everywhere one looked, there were reminders of the storm's destructive force. The Tropicana and the crane icon scarred. These structures, once symbols of human achievement and progress, now stand as stark reminders of nature's overwhelming power. Hurricane Milton's wrath spared no one and nothing, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The storm's ferocity was felt across the region, with winds reaching unprecedented speeds and rain pouring down in torrents. Not even the most iconic landmarks were immune to its destructive force. These structures, which once stood proudly as testaments to human ingenuity, were now reduced to mere shadows of their former selves. In St. Petersburg, the storm's fury left its mark on two of the city's most recognizable structures, Tropicana Field and a towering construction crane. These symbols of the city's vibrancy and growth were now marred by the storm's relentless assault. Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team, suffered significant damage to its roof. The once sturdy structure, designed to withstand the elements, was no match for Hurricane Milton's unyielding power. The storm's powerful winds ripped through the stadium, tearing away sections of the roof and exposing the interior to the elements. The sight of the damaged stadium was a sobering reminder of the storm's might. The damage was a stark reminder of the storm's power, even in an urban setting. The city's infrastructure, designed to support and protect its residents, was laid bare by the storm's unrelenting force. Just a few miles away, a construction crane, a symbol of the city's growth and progress, lay crumpled on top of a building. This crane, which once stood tall as a beacon of development, was now a twisted heap of metal. The storm's winds had proved too powerful for the crane's massive structure, sending it crashing down onto the building below. The sight of the toppled crane was a stark reminder of the storm's indiscriminate power. The toppled crane served as a sobering reminder of the destructive force that nature could unleash. It was a testament to the fact that, despite our best efforts, we are still at the mercy of the elements. These iconic landmarks, now bearing the scars of Hurricane Milton, stood as symbols of the storm's indiscriminate power. They were a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the most well-constructed structures in the face of nature's fury. They served as a reminder that even in the face of human ingenuity and progress, the forces of nature could still wreak havoc. The storm's impact on these landmarks was a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between human achievement and the natural world. In the aftermath of the storm, the community came together to rebuild and recover. The resilience and determination of the people were evident as they worked tirelessly to restore their city. Volunteers from all walks of life joined forces to clear debris and repair damaged buildings. Their efforts were a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. City officials worked around the clock to assess the damage and plan the reconstruction. Their dedication and commitment to rebuilding the city were unwavering. New construction projects began to take shape, symbolizing the city's resilience and determination to rise from the ashes. The rebuilding efforts were a beacon of hope for the future. Community events were held to celebrate the progress made and to honor the resilience of the people. These events served as a reminder of the strength and unity of the community in the face of adversity. As the city slowly recovered, the restored landmarks stood as symbols of hope and renewal. The cityscape, with its blend of new and old buildings, was a testament to the enduring spirit of the community. As the sun set over the city, a sense of peace and hope filled the air. The scars left by Hurricane Milton were a reminder of the storm's power, but they also served as a testament to the resilience and strength of the community. The people of St. Petersburg looked towards the future with hopeful expressions, ready to rebuild and move forward. Their determination and spirit were a beacon of hope for all who witnessed their journey. As night fell, the city skyline lit up, shining brightly against the darkness. The lights were a symbol of the city's resilience and determination to overcome the challenges brought by the storm. A single light shining in the darkness, a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a glimmer of light. The people of St. Petersburg, united in their efforts to rebuild, were a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. Their journey was a powerful reminder that together we can overcome any challenge. Slowly but surely, the city began to come back to life. Signs of recovery and renewal were everywhere, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the community. As we take a final aerial view of the city, we are reminded of the resilience and hope that define St. Petersburg. Despite the scars left by Hurricane Milton, the city stands strong, a beacon of hope and renewal. Section 4. Amidst the ruins, tales of loss and hope. As the sun rose on the day after Hurricane Milton, the true extent of the human toll began to emerge. The first light of dawn revealed a landscape forever altered, a community grappling with the enormity of their loss. The once vibrant neighborhoods now lay in ruins, a stark reminder of nature's unforgiving power. The storm had claimed the lives of at least 16 people, their dreams and aspirations cut short by the disaster. Each life lost represented a story, a family, and a future that would never come to be. The community mourned collectively, their grief palpable in the air. Families were left to grieve the loss of loved ones, their lives forever changed by the tragedy. The pain of losing a family member, a friend, or a neighbor was etched on their faces, a sorrow that words could scarcely convey. Memorials sprang up, candles flickering in the wind, as people sought to honor those they had lost. Search and rescue teams fanned out across the devastated areas, their efforts hampered by downed trees, flooded roads, and debris-strewn streets. These brave men and women worked around the clock, driven by the hope of finding survivors amidst the chaos. Their determination was unwavering, even in the face of overwhelming odds. They worked tirelessly, searching for survivors trapped beneath rubble or stranded in their flooded homes. Each rescue was a beacon of hope, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. The sight of a rescuer emerging from the wreckage with a survivor in their arms brought tears of relief and joy to those watching. Stories of both loss and hope emerged from the wreckage. Survivors recounted their harrowing experiences, their voices trembling with emotion. These stories, though filled with pain, also carried a message of resilience and strength. A young couple, their home reduced to rubble, clung to each other, grateful to be alive. Their embrace was a symbol of love and survival, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is light. They spoke of their plans to rebuild, their determination to rise from the ashes stronger than before. An elderly woman, rescued from her flooded home, wept tears of relief. Her gratitude was boundless, her tears a mix of sorrow for what was lost and joy for what was saved. She expressed her thanks to the rescuers, her voice breaking with emotion as she recounted her ordeal. A community came together, sharing what little food and water they had left, offering comfort and support to their neighbors. In the face of such overwhelming loss, the bonds of community grew stronger. People opened their homes to those who had lost everything, offering a place to stay, a warm meal, and a shoulder to cry on. In the midst of the devastation, the human spirit shone through. Faces that had been etched with despair began to show signs of hope. The community's resilience was evident in their actions, their determination to rebuild and recover unwavering. Acts of kindness, large and small, provided glimmers of hope in the darkness. Volunteers from near and far arrived to lend a hand, bringing supplies, offering medical aid, and providing emotional support. These acts of generosity were a lifeline for those struggling to cope with the aftermath of the storm. Neighbors helped neighbors, strangers offered aid to those in need, and first responders worked tirelessly to save lives and reunite families. The collective effort to rebuild was a testament to the strength and compassion of the human spirit. Together, they faced the daunting task of rebuilding not just their homes, but their lives, determined to emerge from the ruins stronger and more united than ever before. Section 5. Nature's Fury Unleashed, Tornadoes and Deluges. Hurricane Milton's wrath wasn't limited to its powerful winds and storm surge. The storm's ferocity was felt far and wide, leaving a lasting impact on the communities it touched. As the hurricane made landfall, it brought with it a sense of dread and anticipation, knowing that the worst was yet to come. The storm also spawned several tornadoes, adding to the trail of destruction across the state. These tornadoes, born from the chaotic energy of the hurricane, carved their own paths of devastation, leaving residents in a state of shock and disbelief. The combination of hurricane-force winds and tornadoes created a perfect storm of destruction, making it nearly impossible for people to find safe refuge. In Palm Beach Gardens, a particularly destructive tornado ripped through a residential neighborhood, leaving behind a scene of utter devastation. The once peaceful community was transformed into a war zone, with homes and lives shattered in an instant. The residents, who had sought shelter in their homes, found themselves facing the full fury of nature's wrath. Homes were reduced to rubble, their roofs torn off and walls collapsed. The sheer force of the tornado was evident in the twisted remains of what were once sturdy structures. Families were left homeless, their possessions scattered and destroyed, as they tried to comprehend the magnitude of the disaster that had befallen them. Trees were snapped in half, their branches scattered like matchsticks. The landscape was forever altered, with once lush and green areas now resembling a barren wasteland. The loss of trees not only added to the visual devastation, but also impacted the local ecosystem, disrupting habitats and causing long-term environmental damage. Cars were tossed about like toys, their metal frames mangled beyond recognition. Vehicles that had once been a source of mobility and freedom were now twisted remnants of their former selves. The sight of these mangled cars served as a stark reminder of the power and unpredictability of nature. The tornado's path of destruction was a stark reminder of the unpredictable and destructive power of nature. It left a scar on the landscape, a visible testament to the storm's fury. The community was left to pick up the pieces, facing the daunting task of rebuilding their lives and homes in the aftermath of such a catastrophic event. As if the tornadoes weren't enough, Hurricane Milton also unleashed record-breaking rainfall across parts of Florida. The relentless downpour added another layer of complexity to the disaster, as communities already reeling from wind and tornado damage now had to contend with rising floodwaters. The rain seemed unending, a constant reminder of the storm's lingering presence. St. Petersburg, in particular, was inundated with torrential downpours, pushing the city's drainage systems to their limits. The infrastructure, designed to handle typical rainfall, was quickly overwhelmed by the sheer volume of water. Streets that were once bustling with activity became impassable rivers, cutting off access to essential services and isolating neighborhoods. Streets transformed into rivers, homes and businesses were flooded, and cars were submerged in the rising waters. The floodwaters showed no mercy, invading homes and businesses, causing extensive damage to property and belongings. Residents were forced to evacuate, leaving behind their homes and possessions, unsure of what they would return to once the waters receded. The relentless rainfall exacerbated the damage caused by the storm surge, pushing floodwaters further inland and prolonging the misery for those affected. The combination of wind, tornadoes, and flooding created a multifaceted disaster that tested the resilience and spirit of the affected communities. Recovery would be a long and arduous process, requiring the collective effort of residents, emergency responders, and government agencies. The combination of tornadoes and record-breaking rainfall served as a stark reminder of the multifaceted threat posed by hurricanes. It highlighted the need for comprehensive disaster preparedness and response plans, as well as the importance of community resilience in the face of such overwhelming natural forces. The story of Hurricane Milton is a testament to the power of nature and the enduring strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity.